So this video is to talk about pigment choice and longevity. So the pigment brand or the line of pigments that I would choose to use. If you were new to permanent makeup and you didn't want to, or you were nervous about committing to a style or a colour that's going to last you maybe 2 to 3 years, then you would like to perhaps take a little bit more of a cautious approach. So I would look to use an iron oxide range of pigments and combine that with a style of brow that is very sheer, very light in its opacity, with no hard edges and no structure. Well, I say no structure, it's still going to look like an eyebrow, for instance. But you know, nothing that's going to sit in too dense a concentration in your skin, so that you can acclimatise, I guess, with your first session. 9 times out of 10 people come back, they're like, oh, I'd like a bit more, I'd like a bit more. But that's once you get bitten by the bug, that's generally what happens. So if you were taking a more cautious approach, or just your natural style really, or how you would wear your day-to-day makeup, you want it to blend and to fit with that. So using an iron oxide pigment with a really gentle, like dusting technique, a casual powder brow for instance, would be a win. Now if you are an out kind of style of makeup wearer, and you've been penciling in these big strong brows for years, and you were really, you know, I'd say committed, but you really enjoyed the look that you wear and you've worn it for years and you want to wear it for a long time, or perhaps you've had permanent makeup in the past to a similar style, then I would look to use perhaps something with a heavier pigment load, perhaps an organic pigment range, something that is really going to stay for you. It has, you know, much greater longevity, and we could use, I say we, I'm not going to let you have a turn, but a much stronger design and style of brow, something that is a lot denser in its opacity, something that is more saturated within the skin, to achieve you that kind of that more out kind of finish. So there are, you know, it's not one size fits all. I don't just own one black Sharpie and that's all you get. There's colours are all tailor-made, there's different pigment lines that people can use, or that I can use on you, depending on where you are in your permanent makeup journey and what's going to suit you for right now. Again, if fashion's a great one, so if you tend to like to roll with the fashions a bit more, then using a more flexible style of brow and a more flexible pigment range is obviously going to work for you too. So fear not, there is something out there for everyone. You know, you can be very much eased into the process, or you can run at it with, you know, arms open and embrace permanent makeup for everything that it can offer you either way. So if you fancy subscribing to my YouTube channel, that would be amazing. And if you haven't already, if you could pop over to my Facebook page, which is Debbie Collins Permanent Cosmetics, and give it a like, a follow and a share, that would be awesome. And I'd love to invite you to ask any questions. Thanks.